Hi there, my name is Anya and I'm a research associate on the BabyRhythm team at the Centre for Neuroscience and Education at the University of Cambridge. Our team works on a European Research Council funded project studying the roles played by rhythm in the foundations of language development. I'm going to talk to you today about how visual cues might help babies to learn language. We hear rhythm in music, speech, and even in the sounds of the natural world, like waves crashing on a shore. We experience rhythm in our bodies and express it in our movements, like tapping along to a beat. But we can also see rhythm, whether in something simple, like a flashing light, or in the complex movements of a group of dancers. When someone is talking to us, we can hear the rhythm in their speech, but the movements of their face, and especially their mouth, can also give us rhythmic cues to what they are saying. Many people use lip reading to help with understanding speech. Even if you don't have this skill, you might find yourself looking at someone's mouth in a noisy environment to help you clarify what they are saying. As babies begin to learn language, looking at someone's mouth might help them to better take in what is being said. When babies are first born, they like to look at adults' eyes. Baby's vision is quite blurry at first, but the contrast between the dark pupils and iris and the lighter surrounding part, or sclera, makes it easy for the baby to tell when someone is looking right at them or when they are looking away. If the adult is looking right at the baby, this is usually a signal that the adult wants to interact with them, and a good cue for the baby to listen to the sounds that the adult is making. As babies get older, they learn to follow adults' gaze when the adult looks away from them, and to share in what the adult is looking at. This could be important for learning what the adult is referring to in their words and with their actions. Young infants appear to use adults' gaze to learn when they are being spoken to and to interact with the speaker. This changes as they get older. Somewhere around the midpoint of their first year, when someone is talking to them, they start to shift a little bit more attention away from the eyes and towards the speaker's mouth. It is around this time, too, that babies will understand their first words. Looking at a speaker's mouth could give lots of important information for learning language, from cues about how to break the stream of speech into words, syllables, and phonemes, to learning the visual form or mouth shape that goes with certain sounds. As infants grow older, around the time they come to learn more words and perhaps even produce a few words of their own, their attention tends to shift back towards the eyes of a person who is talking to them. The eyes can give us some very important social cues, and eye contact is important and helpful, even in adult social interaction. However, even at a year of age, infants don't always look to the eyes of a person who is speaking to them. For example, if someone speaks to them in an unfamiliar language, they will tend to look at that person's mouth. Furthermore, if a baby grows up speaking more than one language, they prefer to look at a person's mouth for a couple months longer than their peers who grow up speaking only one language. It is thought that this is because having as much information about a language as possible, both in the visual domain and the auditory domain, can help these bilingual and multilingual babies distinguish between the different languages they expect to hear from day to day. How do we scientifically measure where babies are looking when watching someone speak? We use a special technology called an eye tracker. It's non-invasive and measures reflections of light from a person's eyes to determine where they are looking. We use a fixed eye tracker placed underneath a computer screen to study where babies are looking when they watch a video of a person singing and speaking. There are also head-mounted eye trackers that can be used to study how people and babies look at and move through their natural environments and how they interact with other people. Some of our colleagues at the Cambridge Babylab use this technology to study early development. If you have watched the other videos in this series, you might know that we are interested in how a baby's brainwaves might line up with or track the rhythms of the speech they are hearing. We're also interested in how this process might help with babies' language development. We're interested in the visual aspects of speech, as well as the auditory signal. We want to know if looking at this information conveyed by the face, and especially by the mouth, affects how babies' brains lock on to the sounds, speech, and songs that they are hearing. I hope you've enjoyed this video and learned something new about how babies learn language. Please watch the other videos in our Baby's Got Rhythm series to learn more about our project and about the roles played by brain rhythms and motor rhythms in early language development. Follow our friends and colleagues on the Cambridge Babylab YouTube channel to learn all about the early years research happening in the psychology department at Cambridge.